Over the past 4 years, the RJCF Charity Ball has become the Super Bowl of the Russian Jewish community and has gained national prominence. The Russian Jewish Community Foundation was born when a small group of individuals simply had the desire to do good. Our goal was to have an event where we would have a good time together, enjoy each other's company while raising a few dollars to give back to our community and to Israel. The Charity Ball was our main fundraising event. But in a short period of time since then, something phenomenal has been achieved. From a foundation that started off with a few individuals purely wanting to do something good, came an entity of unlimited strength. We acquired partners such as Jewish National Fund and the Zionist House. The RJCF has become a respected organization that accomplishes a lot more than organizing charity balls. It became an institution with immeasurable power. Today, the Charity Ball is simply a celebration of the past year's accomplishments. The Jewish word tzedakah is translated into English as charity, but it isn't a very accurate translation. While charity is something that we can choose to do, tzedakah is something that we have to do. God gave us resources that we would utilize them to their greatest potential. Since the Boston visit of the children of Sderot a year and a half ago, the Russian Jewish community raised over $150,000. This year, the RJCF ran a camp in the Golan Heights for 52 kids. For 2 weeks, these children had a chance to forget about their daily life on the Qassam rockets. The money we raised also went to building a bomb shelter and an after-school program in Sderot. The entire Russian Jewish community of Boston took part in this effort. Our elderly, led by people like Nach Vysoky, Dusia Kropachevskaya and Aaron Kaufman, collected thousands of dollars towards the Sderot project. Svetlana Shakhnovich and Nelly Gaifman of Brookline and Irina Shakhnovich and her family of Lexington organized fundraisers in their homes. The Russian Jewish Elite Academy raised money for the Sderot project during the Children's Purim Festival. Donations came in denominations varying from just a few dollars to thousands, from as far as Lake Oswego in Oregon, from Joel Quatler, who donated part of his bar mitzvah money to the Children of Sderot Fund. Our American partners, Boston Israel Action Committee of Newton, and the Zionist House joined our mission. A true visionary and a personal friend, Tzvi Bar-Yam, who saw very early on the true potential of our community, deserves a special thank you. Yet with all the efforts being put into fundraising, we realized that money alone can't solve the problem. We saw how Sderot residents were temporarily moved to 5-star hotels just to be brought back to Qassam fire in a few days. We realized that in order to execute our plans, we had to put together a top-notch operation. None of it would have been possible without the RJCF staff and partners on the ground there in Israel. Here they are: Natasha Panayatova, Sveta Shetrit, and Rav Zev Pitzon. Former Bostonian Boris Yuson, currently a resident of Ma'ale Adumim, made many trips from Jerusalem to Sderot and spent countless hours helping effectively monitor our projects. And of course, our Bostonians, the RJCF board members Inessa Rifkin and Greg Margolin, who took the risk of going to an embedded city. Greg went to Sderot during some of the heaviest Qassam fire days to see the shelter we built and to morally support the people there. And Newton residents Sasha and Leonard Rice spent 10 days in Sderot, meeting our partners, learning about current projects and starting new ones. But this summer, something happened that sets apart this year from all others. 6 young people from our community chose to work with Children of Sderot this summer. They could have done anything with their vacations. They could have traveled, worked, or taken valuable internships. But instead, they chose to spend their summer being counselors to some very difficult children. They had to raise $2,000 each to be able to travel to Israel. They lost 10 pounds on average during their stay in Israel, and they came home changed. They created a different future for those children, and they also created a future for the RJCF. The RJCF torch is now being carried forward by the young generation. We are so proud of you. Locally here in Boston, the RJCF made grants to many worthy causes. Some of them were to the JCHE, to hire a Russian English translator, to shell a house to help finance the 2009 Pesach celebration, to Cultural Center McCore, and to the radio program Jewish Voice that carried live weekly interviews with Rabbi Pinchas Polonsky, a resident of Jerusalem, who answers questions on Judaism. Now, as I mention individuals and organizations that helped the RJCF in its efforts, I should mention the most important people in this room. And there are you. Yes, you, my friends. Without your help and support, nothing like this would be possible. Let me share with you a quote from the letter sent to me by David Pilavin, a former combat soldier in the Israeli army whose college tuitions are paid by the RJCF and the Zionist House. When I was released from the army, I didn't know what to do with my life. I wanted to study, but I didn't have any money. My father was handicapped and he couldn't help me. Then I discovered a scholarship program offered to demobilized soldiers who served in combat units. It gave me the hope to be able to make a change in my life. I thank you for your support. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I would like to join David and say thank you to all of you. We should be very proud of our many achievements. Yet Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the Rebbe, explains that being satisfied with our lot applies exclusively to material needs and wants. But in matters of spiritual growth, we can never be satisfied with our past accomplishments. We must consistently be pushing ourselves to go higher and to do a lot more. Dear friends, let us not look back and say we've done enough. Let us look forward and ask what more can we do to help our brethren. I will end with the words of President Ronald Reagan. There are no constraints to the human mind, no walls around the human spirit, no barriers to our progress except those we ourselves erect. Ladies and gentlemen, the sky is the limit to what we can accomplish together.